Just so you know, we're on Route 54. That goes up and north along the coast, if you will, and then turns due west. And we're somewhere probably just about ready to turn due west. I passed the one down below there, Snaefellsnes Penensula, or deer, which is a horse farm. And we're going to continue on 54 up to where it branches. See where my circle is? Right there, we'll branch south again and stay along the southern coast and wrap around the peninsula's tip. We get a little bit closer view, going in the opposite direction now. Now I'm going to pull up closer to these mountains here. Every bit as majestic as ours. At this point, the views have become rather spectacular, and will get more so as we approach SnaefellsjÖKULL National Park, which has as a centerpiece that glaciated range of mountains. We'll actually go all around that, literally, on this little side trip. This is the national park we have seen, so we're probably somewhere right over here. We've just passed this city or town, which goes up to that place where we'll take the ferry from. But somewhere up in here tonight we'll stay. A beautiful waterfall system, but I'm not sure we can get any closer than this. Looks like it starts way up there. And surprise, it's not one falls, but two fall systems. Let's clamber up to the top of this one. And probably there is a top higher up. What a lovely, dramatic system. How's this photographic backdrop for your ranch's Christmas card? Probably a huge pool up there. Fortunately, dwarfed by that more magnificent sized falls are these little rivulet falls on the other side of the gorge up there. Getting closer. There you get an idea of a volcano covered with a snow cap, or a glacier. Washington State's Mount Whitney. And for some reason, the local tourist authorities have chosen this spot to introduce us to Axel Björn, who in 1555 and thereafter sometime was executed for having murdered 18 people, 9 of which he confessed to, in his farm. When people would drop by for whatever the reason that caused them to, he would kill them, take their money, their clothes, and their horses. Finally, 2 young boys escaped and called the authorities. The plus side, he had the first youth hostel, bed and breakfast, hotelier in this area, perhaps. It'd be interesting to know if there's any fumarole up there kicking steam out to add to those clouds. You can see clearly how this lava flow obviously flowed right over that ridge line and down across that hill. Even here on the lower right, where you can see the ends of the flow. And witnessing all of that was that pretty little falls in that crevice. Where we are is in a slot canyon carved out of this lava. I could go farther, but I won't run the risk. Lacks the shininess of the southwest, but dramatic with the moss, ominous with a house of bright sun. Interesting how it's worn this large gorge out. Not surprising, of course, see this in Arizona, elsewhere. So this is a modern tribute to the troll Badur, who is the deity of Snaefellsnes Mountain, which is the snow-covered mountain we saw coming up here and the centerpiece of the Epiphanis Park. Walk between here and Helnar, which is up the coast, but it's about, I think, either 2.5 kilometers or 2.5 hours or something like that, which means round trip it's twice that. I think I'll go up to Helnar right now just to see it, and maybe I'll camp somewhere nearby and walk part of that coastal trail tomorrow morning. This is the fishing port of Anastapi. It's very small, but some very hardy little boats. There are several of them pulled up alongside homes further up the hill in town. Looks like another couple of falls coming off that bend straight to the water. Interesting to see the shadows sweep across the top of that glacier. This cave, if you will, or grotto in the rock is interesting because apparently it goes through the other side of that landmass, and we should see the wave from the other side come flowing in.